no me wo hwa na me hunu say yes Sam George so a be foundation na foundation ne koye ayeyade ni ade yes sir and for that matter Sam George when the finance here Sam George say ono ne finance here na wo ye no na manfo na dwene na ko Sam George na me tell wodi na me say Sam George me hu say wodi partners MTN na me say partners MTN Minister of Communication and was in a foundation no MTN for na partners eti wo hwe ha MTN for logo da ase no and was say omo ye partners of the foundation tell am say okay and then na ekoso no Minister of Communication and the young say MTN a major player in the telecommunication space and the Minister of Communication no one no and now MTN CEO no ekoko sra no Daniel so wo yesab na eti yebusa se okoko sra no enkomo ekọ so and the man say obey partners anade ya but if we a Minister of Communication na say wo major player MTN controls about 70% of the market of a year telecommunication so when a year CEO of MTN akosira Sam George now all of a sudden wabeye Sam George no ne you can say ne foundation no any partner and it raises cause for alarm. If you say yes, a pronkuma, egu nshira ne kura na etikuma kwaduro yi na beso abribra na agoro no ehya se mponi say communications minister timi anam so mame nkohwe say Sam George ebia na MTN for aye ne partners all this while. And don't forget, say Sam George say, onu watu onye adwuma da, apart from a year MP no odi no. Na onka no kurenti no. Ukohwe a year video bi e bebo akere mu a, oni delay ye interview. In one breath, ye busa ne say ne yire ye adwuma bayi. O se ne yire no wanya adwuma, o hwe nkola. And Sam George went to a year ye can say parliament. A committee set up by a year act na yebeba ho kofintu ko a year act 769 and no na a set up a year the NCA National Communications Authority and National Communications Authority o modjuma ne say wo mo na be regulate the space of communication telecommunication na wo mo na regulate a year MTN Telecel Airtel Tigo ni ade wo mo na regulate wo and NCA is under a year the Ministry of Communication so the operating minister there is Sam George. Or no exercise control over NCA. Although it's an autonomous body. But the Yebusa say, the minister na telecommunications in national. I him say na no krebe say a bano say a internet here there. MTN say there be mumfani nyina ama ye. Na ye yenche. So by every means possible, MTN is trying to stamp a authority within the space of communication. Which ya pass mrakovi. Ya pass mrasa mrano echere say per the NCA laws, no player in the game should even control more than 40%. So the government is taking steps so be reduce even the monopoly of MTN within the space. Eti ebane says a minister be I want no Minister of Communication na MTN CEO ekọ na onene kokud ekọ ya say na ade echi no be any partner. Now there is something called corruption or perception. That is how I come almost say corruption perception index. Because some of the things about corruption, it is the perception, the optics of it. So you busa question say Sam George dey na can no and all of a sudden MTN for na yebeko Sam George social media page Instagram na yakohwe Daniel so wo yi no afameko na yenkohwe Sam so ayi ahanti kobi bia na mse mame nkohwe Sam George ni Instagram the foundation ni Instagram so Jata Foundation Instagram ni ani yanam ho an ye ko me hu we 2022 me hu MTN partner bia ho 2023 yanko me so munyina mu hwe wo MTN nye partner bia wo Sam George from 2022 MTN nye ne partner da 2023 MTN nye ne partner da 2024 MTN nye ne partner da afa yanko page no foundation page yako Obi, all of a sudden, na Sam George obey minister na MTN PM. But there is a code of conduct for a public office holders. All of a sudden, you say MTN, Sam George, a partner. Our mona, a yes, now carefully, or Shedan or Casa partners and not sponsors. Because Sam George is smart. So he says partners. But partner no more day, or more check credit, and no more internet, no more the year day. Now, or the Bama free. MTN were a private company. So the major interest in the world. And so make it profit. So be make it profit there. Or be partner with the Nobenya framework as a Minister of Communication. Now, Shraj was a code of conduct for public officers. Shraj, young person public officers. Now, so code of conduct project in Ghana for ready. So this is the code of conduct for public officers of Ghana and the guidelines. So Embrano, even the constitution, ekas public officers. Any kwaso omuye bibi. Now, young Article 284 of the Constitution here. Article 284 of the 1992 Constitution say, a public officer shall not put himself in a position where his personal interest conflict or is likely to conflict with the performance of his functions of his office. The framers of the Constitution per Article 284. Oman can say where it only conflicts, but see, it is likely. So we are trying to nip every situation where even obedient to position be a corrupt. So if a Minister of Communication, NCA shana say, na MTN NCA say, na say Ochina, or see MTN ne partner. So the likelihood of conflicting the personal interest with the office he occupies, and America, Constitution eka. Omaya yetuma yemfamra nyehwe, obi. Yemfamra nyehwe. Obiaye dope. Sam George no ne call for equity. Sam George no na SCS ja, no na wo ye wo china yeso so president ni bia di ni ade. Ai wo pe bia di. And then Sam George say, obey Minister of Communication on the regulatory MTN. The MTN and the partners. So the Constitution 283 or say where now young Konian share a year code of conduct for a year public officers per shraj. So the same phrase, the person aboso ba eja payenti there be connects to where Constitution called a code of conduct and then now Public Services Commission and so amma a year code of conduct are we a public officer. You don't put yourself in a position where your personal interest conflict, not only conflict, but it's likely. That is the phrase. And more country says Sam George say MTN the partner. Is it not likely to conflict with the Nejuma way? Is it not against the law? Does it not breach the Constitution? And we sit here, a nation without laws. Now Sam George has to office. Sam George, what has to office? When his action is in clear breach of the Constitution, and Sam George has to because we don't care. Now, Kofi, I dare once here, we need to Sam George said, why the finance where the foundation. And don't forget, says now got a committee of inquiry anymore. A public account committee, a ministerial vetting committee, whatever committee. That's what could transfer the one. Per the laws of our nation, you've lied on oath, and it's a perjury. And perjury is for jail sentence. For lying on oath. Now, Sam George call a year vetting committee. Or call vetting committee, and or call baby. But before say Obeko vetting committee, young only delay your interview be. Some few years down the lane. Young only delay interview na yentia more kind. Now all of a sudden, yentie.
3.
What's that? How many years?
We're 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, then Juma.
Juma Potin, oh yeah, say or Titiama.
Oh no, what was saying?
3.
What's that? How many years?
We're 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, then Juma.
Juma Potin, oh yeah, say or Titiama.
Oh no, what was?
Govi. See Sam George, a very dishonest character. Sam George say, a Juma ne yere ya say or Titi ne ma. Some few years down the lane. when the same Sam George has appeared before a committee, and I don't know why the MPP part of it is still sitting there, because this is perjury.
Yes, more fire.
This is perjury. When you lie on oath in front of a committee, it is perjury, which you can go to jail for that. Now, Sam George, a core committee, young could hear your can or committee. Take note. Or send a year in a Juma Waya and say, what it's in about. Yentre Sam George can committee.
Of any secondary source of income?
Mr. Chairman, I'm married to a very industrious woman.
So in less than 2 years, all of a sudden, what it mano, the year now what it mano, a very industrious woman. Meaning, say no mailing kolau, say no making kolau, say no mentiasie. Sam George on delay show. I said the year ya and so what it kola. 2 years down the lane, when he appears before a committee, Sam George say, "Neyiri industrious, but delay interview ni bio. Ubo we are. After sabo committee no dey ni bio. Na man for no make your judgment."
What no you what was saying?
3.
What's how many years?
We're 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, then Juma.
Juma potin all year say otitiema.
What no you what was saying?
3.
What's how many years?
We're 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, then Juma.
Juma potin all year say otitiema.
What no you what was saying?
3.
What's how many years?
We're 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, then Juma.
Juma potin all year say otitiema.
What no you what was saying?
3.
Do you have the benefit of any secondary source of income?
Mr. Chairman, I'm married to a very industrious woman.
No, I don't get it. Please explain.
I'm married to an industrious woman.
Okay, so please explain to her. If you say you are married to an industrious woman and that is the source of your secondary income, what exactly do you mean?
I mean, my wife takes care of me.
Very well. Do you have the benefit of any secondary source of income?
Brother, to this. And this is a minister of state.
Exactly.
So dishonesty
Precisely.
at the highest level.
Exactly.
Now Sam George I bet you say, I won't lose a sleep over somebody who is trying to be relevant. Sam George. Or no Sam George. I say, me Afrifa. Me. Sam George.
Very dishonest.
Now, Dr. Mahama and now whoever wins the MPP flag bearer, Tienye, says Sam George at me the Minister of Communication. Either some of them Council of State chair in the next government, and as a Minister of Communication, what the Bishop is because we need intellectual firepower. Be a mini Sam George, Mitiena, on carry any intellectual firepower. We were not Nimuya me Hakrado, Nimuya me Hadodo.
Very dishonest person.
In one breath, Neyiri Shankola, 2 years down the lane, Neyiri industrious. And such a person is occupying a position like minister.
More fire.
It's the honesty, baby. So some George just MTN and a partner. Where it is clear. It is clear. Said Adiana Wayane is likely to conflict with a position as a public officer.
More fire. More fire. More fire. More fire.
Jatane control. Jatane control.
More fire.
Jatano. Onye Jatabiahu. Onye Jatabiahu. Most of them member na Jatana. Onye Jata Buabu Kronyibi. Buabu Kronyibi. We won't come. Na Jatana. Jatana Jata. Nigga Sam George, dishonesty, and Uko a year section 211 of Air Act 29, which is Criminal and Other Offences Act, a camp perjury once a month. So Sam George, you've committed a crime against the state. If we are to go by what a year Article 211 of a year Act 29 can, Sam George, we are on ocean 2 minutes, we are industrious. 2 minutes, this person says MTN and partner. Which is which? Sam George is by no bechirimua. Sam George is afraid one sponsor. aye the foundation ni yebusa say na bia also wonya adwuma bia 15,000 Ghana cedi na parliamentary ya de ma wo ana wo yire nso hwe nkola to wonya access ka no wai o man ye mfa mra nya hwe na bia so de o ye do and these are the people leading us the catch them say it is a scam government scam okuja trouble akwa oze enwa obi enwa said the Nekufu Adoyen, and one was you may be an Emea West settings government. We almost made that. Not ye, no, and none uncle phobia more at Tata, me and Umrania dear. May do a more picture near the video go on near them. And a month for so. And I got the chain wire settings in Yadi. Now, and yet 3 weeks ago, and I'm back. I said, Japa call a year airport so call him. Near Yama Farm and Anuya. Let it not make a drop. Now, me do video new go on. Aquana great, but it's my green uncle say, and I do 11-12 no, a dear car Range Rover number plate in Moho. Money Munyan said, Momusakoshi. Say Range Rover, number plate in Moho. Menyanti as apology. Now when you apology or court. Oko court and what catch a year court with the entire one more Range Rover and I do a year 12 a year more no number plate more. Oko and what catch them. Me and funny must say room Oko courtwa and fund your men room. One more year near the Wamukoma 7 police station, so no more report. 1 year near the police CIA investigator and a fray. Now police investigator what frame Nami and I'm so may throw exams near the a young schedule. Then we answer what press this call is being recorded. Lambuza answer I don't know record the call. I was going to bring it to your attention. I'm saying, do you bring it to my attention first before you start recording, or you record me before you bring it to our attention? I'm cutting you've compromised yourself. You the CID wanting to investigate this matter, you've compromised yourself. And no court to be Abesoko. I'll come there and defend myself. Now because baby na mo betra 1 hour. Baby I'm now the next minute me movie. Now say baby I'm na mo siese mo kono. And no baby I'm ka asa mo kono. Go bi. Time ye teen ni nua ba kono. O we aka ba kono na akiri. Or reside. Mobi and Rimrami. Oh, Yana, so I be a branch and a best and the carry and Tian Frua, the patch of Boko, and for court sim Rimrami. Now, court would become what we need him. Democrat said, Rimrami Fountain Chain. And he has way in the idea in the fire. Hey, Munyarov, court. Will be uncle. Se Ghana for it me musasa na jo 12 Range Rover number plate mo no wo ye opede an mu musa ko et mo adwene na ye adwuma ni mo bia me hwewram krum ha fire obi na yankon na we nya fam bridge the gap between Sam George and the serious matter that we need to address as to the locus of a national security, which is supposed to be in charge of taking care of the security of our nation, both external and internal. And this institution has become a tyrannic institution, terrorizing people left, right, center. And no man in this country is able to say it. Nobody is going to intimidate me.
Never.
And nobody can intimidate me.
Never.
Nobody. And we will never leave Babylon until the victory is won. I'm telling you.
Tell them.
We will never leave Babylon until the victory is won.
Exactly.
Tell them.
And minim debesie me offer him crafty for kwada detention 2 years in a military government. Na me se mu ye ku kura na mba ya academy ye nu an ka me yemu and enka me de ka de ne benya bebiu ka mba chi yakuye na civilian government am ran ye di adwuma ene ahurahura make adachi ready nyame Afrifa na me ma me go shop na ofre osu and I'm say ma so say woman frefre bi so koko didi you should have some na wudidi na awurahura die is many awurahura wo fufuo di agoja what is ya chimia wo fufuo de di ade bia ni wo betime awurahura me to akoko no na ye beba ho ma be kire di esi ye nyira go bi ya ye ni ade malam jon amamu oni so no na ebu o se mo na ebu we are yes ya appoint we ade achi na nipa no ho so asira bi me appoint no mo munyi ne film ni abe ha ya draw ade achi na yes Ibrahim so appoint bi afa achire ade achi yes ade me nya munyi ne film am say hey Kofi kam hu yi oka so obedi oman animu a it is a serious business. Leading a nation is a serious business. And by the time we hear kwakoto aba no you should be clear in your mind the kind of people that can help you to lead a nation.
Precisely.
More fire.
Ashasi na koye baby yes for hanabisu beto so yes the hanabisu akoto one common fund ade achinya say there be yayi hanabisu say ya reappointing from a district assembly common fund no ya the co administrator of minerals development fund am say ade na ekoso
Fun.
na John no omo ane ho ana ade na Malam John omo ane ho
Fun.
no the way fun we the fa ha no the way afa ha hey Malam John eti ultimus what that sorry we there be okay mumfa. So what goes through his head when he's making some of these appointments? Unless we are being told that the president is not in charge of the government.
Precisely so.
And that Callistus and the rest are making the appointment.
Exactly.
Other than that, after Owana, Wamudi will be for Frako, District Assembly Common Fund. And now no deputy, we say Michael Harry Amsing, administrator of District Assembly Common Fund. Naya de way Abesha. And now you are branch Basentali, Youth Authority, the deputy. Yeah, no more clash or where's the minimum deputy? Where's the minimum deputy? Yes, hey, I'm a more Benny. Kofi, Bansa memu, Scammer memu, settings. On your ready. After your wow, Musu, ya the Edward Bauer, a quad GMPC. Yes, sir. Communicate by no. I did some say Edward Bauer to Fantoso. See Edward Bauer. They say a free GMPC. You never share a hey. Madam John Mwano, he is not in control. So I'm sure say or more appointee will be furniture. No, who knows say no, I don't want this. Bring him to somewhere. Hey, after no master appointee before Nako GMPC go be. And I thought to say be at the initial stages of government, you know, and a bebasa, and you can clearly tell it is a worrying trend, very worrying trend. It tells you your mama is not in control of the governance. He's not. And me him. And I'm who did that. So John, when you control, you're a fine gentleman, fine gentleman. But by leadership, he lacks what it is to be a leader. Or need the temerity to be a leader. John, only Mr. John Mahama is a fine gentleman, but fine gentleman alone does not make a leader.
Precisely.
You need some decisiveness. I don't know your mama natural when a kratem, the bookum, my first coup d'etat. On what true, Mr. Wusha Wabenano, dear a hanepa, New Year say, how indecisive he is. When to me, Sijina yet, and we are seeing it in his government. On Sijina yet, me appoint you in now, and yet Chani are far away their question has. And that is indecisiveness. And no leader should have that kind of sickness. When I decided I was going to leave Angel, I left Angel.
Precisely.
When I decided I was going to leave XYZ, I left XYZ.
Exactly.
And that is decisiveness, regardless of how the people feel about it. So me, I am so decisive when I'm making a decision. When you number to me, I call right. When I'm clear in my mind, I have to go to left. When you're there, I call left. And that is what is happening. Man, finding you okay with it. So John Mahama, I feel me 100 men who say, yes, more appointee will be as deputy, deputy ECG, managing. Every year, near cultural crata, a branch, watching a tie, I shall set, a Joanna baby, a John Ayuku Kansi, as acting deputy managing director of ECG. After we answer, you withdrawn. A minister of a year, energy, at Shrokrataba. So I withdraw my appointment. I say, I didn't remember the Abuja. When you have a copy, a Kratana in Sofabra, a way a withdrawal of appointment, a John Jinapo, and an Sasha. So it shows you how indecisive John Dramani Mama is.
Fire him.
And it's becoming a trend, a very worrying trend. Obi, John is not in control.
He's not in touch.
He's not in touch with government.
More fire.
Eh?
More fire.
Sources from a grapevine, deep sources. Omo kan de o ya o yamba shi nko. But that's why they are member no. Emfa na ho. Emfa na ho. Me ka kire opin. John, we name the Ekosokra. 18 year appointed Jakwa, and I can tell you on authority. Jakwa John member ni Jakwa na dia member ni be hwe fom.